Hey everyone! Thank you so much for following my channel. This video is going to be like two things I'm mostly gonna focus on. First of all, thank you so much for all my 10k followers. I just passed that limit, that threshold. Wow, I don't know what to say. It's amazing the fact that there's 10,000 people who actually push the subscribe button on this channel that I'm pretty bad at updating. I'm sorry for that. Thing is, I have a lot of other projects in my life, and even though YouTube is really fun, I love doing videos for you. It takes a lot of time though, and this is a problem for me because I love doing manga and that's my life, my passion. So I do have some videos up for you, like in that is in the making, and I've been trying to get time to do them. Too many deadlines. And one of the things I've been focusing my time on is actually a Kickstarter, so that's what I want to talk about as well. But first of all, thank you so much for following me. I'm so glad I have people who want to see my videos. So what I've been up to the past time is, first of all, this Kickstarter that I mentioned. It's a Kickstarter for my manga, Mjau. So this is actually my debut manga in Sweden. I think I mentioned it in some previous videos. I made it in 2010, and today I'm actually going to get it printed in America by a publisher who's kickstarting the book with me right now. So this is actually a really big deal for me. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Swedish manga market and why exporting my manga to another country is very important. The thing is, here in Sweden, we do have manga readers, but we're a very small country. Out of the 10 billion people on this earth, about 10 billion, only 10 million of them, like less than 1%, like 0.1%, are living in Sweden. And this is the reason why, I mean, it is fun to do comics here. You can easily become a big fish in a small pond, and I think I kind of did that in the manga department. There is not many manga artists here, and I think I'm one of the most published ones. Problem is, it's still a very small market, and it's still a very small language. So that means being published in English would open up a whole new market for me, and that's why this is such a big deal for me. The Swedish manga market started actually in the 80s, but it was not until the late 90s, beginning of the 2000s, that we actually got Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, and a lot of other mangas that became quite big. The problem was it was like this for maybe 8 years or 10 years, and around 2009 or 2010, it kind of crashed and there's nothing left. I think the biggest issue is that we in Sweden, we learn English from the age of 7. That means most of the Swedish readers, the teens, they prefer reading in English. Actually, I even had some people come up to me and see my manga in Sweden. They were Swedish teens and I had my manga in Swedish, and I told them, why don't you read my manga? It's really good manga. And they said, oh, it looks great. Problem is, I only read in English. Yes, this is actually an issue. Teenagers here prefer English. So, I wish more of my manga could be published in English, because I would reach a lot of more readers, not only here in Sweden, but I would find a lot of more readers in America, in England, and all over the globe who read English. That's the first thing. And the second thing is actually the part of me wanting to kind of show the world, just like any other manga artist out there, that there's manga made in every country in the world. Even a small country like Sweden, with a really small language and a really small world, we can still make manga here. So that would be a cool thing as well, to see Swedish manga exported to America and see Swedish manga being read in America. That's actually kind of unique. I think I'm the first Swedish mangaka who's going to be published in America. So that's really cool. So I really wish if you would like to help us out with the Kickstarter, either just supporting it by sharing it to your friends or sending it to someone you think would like it. I will put up the link below, and if you want to support it by pledging some money, I would be really glad for that as well. This is a great manga for all ages, especially if you like cats. There's a lot of cats in this manga, and it's quite thick. It's actually 250 pages, so it's going to be quite a thick manga book. So, do you like cats? Then you should check this out. I'll put the link below, like I said. Another thing I've been doing is trying to export my manga into the world. This is part of that, but I also actually signed a deal with an Italian publisher for my other manga, Sword Princess Amalthea, and this actually has been published in Italy right now. So this is the first book of 3, published by the Italian publisher Casobacche, and I was actually visiting an event in Novara in Italy last weekend, and released this book, so I'm really proud of it. It's kind of fun seeing your comics in another language. I'm not that good in Italian. I try to read some of it, but I don't understand most of it. So I was thinking maybe I could talk a little bit in this video about why exporting your manga and how you do that. First of all, there's a big reason for me in Sweden to export my manga. Sweden is a very small country. We have very few manga readers comparable if you compare to, for example, Germany, America, France, Italy. So that's one reason why I really want to see my manga out there in the world, to find more readers and to kind of spread my mangas to new readers. And the second thing is the fact that manga is global. Manga is something that everybody in this world reads today. I mean, you can find manga readers in practically every country. And that's also a reason why I actually had a friend of mine tell me that he always wondered why I drew manga, and then he realized that, oh, you draw manga because it's global, because then you have a market all over the world. And I said, yes, that's the reason. So yeah, I'm really glad to get my manga published in other countries. So how do you get your manga out there? My first recommendation is go there. Go to the country. And this is for several reasons. First of all, to find networks, to start talking to people. And don't be afraid to go up to someone's table in a for example, artist alley or a manga convention and ask them, hey, are you an artist? How cool, can I add you on Facebook? Be interactive with people, and that's my biggest recommendation, actually, to be nice to people, to start networking and building that network. When it comes to Sword Princess Amalthea in Italy, the whole story about this was actually started in 2014 when it started in an online magazine in Italian. So my fan base kind of grew from that. So now, 2017, when I have the book printed, we already have kind of a fan base. I already have a network down there who will help me support this book. And that is important, because just being released in a country without that is a little bit dangerous, I think. It might not sell. Second of all, the reason why you need to go there is to kind of see the market, feel the market, see what works and what does not work. Every market is unique in the world, and every market has its ups and its lows. Like there's parts that there's a trend, sometimes there's a trend in the market, or sometimes there's a certain thing you need to incorporate in your comic to make it popular. And I think the best thing is to go there and to see, is this kind of the place for me? Do that research before you go, so you don't spend a lot of money on traveling to a place that might not be your place. But I recommend you actually to go to the country. Second of all is that network thing. When you come home, you keep that network going. Internet is a fabulous place. So start up your network. That's important. That's my second tip. And to do that, actually just start communicating with a lot of people via websites. Maybe you have email contact with them. Maybe you do collaborations together. That's also a good thing, because you can't be maybe at that that in that place, in that country every day. You can't be there for every event. But if you're part of a project and that project is there, that project shows up to all the events and is promoted in the events because they have Italian artists, maybe then they go to Italian events. If you're part of their book, you will be at those Italian events. And the same thing for every other country. So find a network and do collaborations. And then you ask yourself, maybe, how do I do that? I mean, why would someone do that for me? Why would someone help me doing putting my stuff in an anthology or helping me spread my stuff? Because you can help them. That's the biggest thing. So that's my third tip. Be supportive back. Help each other. So a good thing is if you can kind of help them with something. For example, if you can say, for example, in Sweden, I don't have that big of a, we don't have that big of a market, but I do spread my contacts all over the world, which means if someone helped me in one country, I'll tell them, I can help you in another country if you help me in this country. So that thing of sharing and caring is very important in your network as well. So my third tip definitely is support others, and then you get support back. So those things are my tips. I have one last tip, and that is to remember that when the book is out, when you actually sold the book, it's important to remember it's kind of like a plant, like these plants around me. A plant is not just putting the seed into the ground and waiting for it to flower, to put a flower. The thing with a book is that you have to keep it going. You have to water it. You have to go there. You have to take your time, put your money into it. And this is the part that I think a lot of artists are a little bit afraid of, because traveling to another country is expensive. It takes time. It might be a little bit scary as well. But you have to do it. And at some point you will feel like that place is a second home to you. Of course, the money issue is a big part, but sometimes you can ask your friends or your fans to support you. For example, doing a Kickstarter or something for you to be able to do a tour. Try that out, for example. So, those were my tips and recommendations. Please go check out my Kickstarter and please support me because this is my big American debut. I hope so much that this might be the future for me. And you also get a very good manga if you do it. A very good manga. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!